Hello and welcome to our video of a trip we did from Roxby Downs to the tip of Cape York. On day one we travelled from Roxby Downs to Manuurina Station. We have seen the last of the sealed roads until we get to Birdsville. Here we are on the Borefield Road, which is not too bad to travel on. We let the tyre pressures down on the car and van and travelled between 40 and 80 kilometres an hour. From the Borefield Road we travelled on the Unadilla track and travelled to Maree, which has a lot of history. The heart of the Kidman country, the old Ghan Railway and the start of the Birdsville track. And we cannot forget the Tom Cruise mail delivery truck, which delivered goods and mail from Maree to Birdsville. As we head northwest, we cross over into the property of Manuurina Station. We are heading there because Helen's daughter is a nanny on the station. A bit about the station. It was once a sheep station running about 35,000 sheep. It is now a cattle station. There is a large campground on the property for off-grid camping by the creek. We arrive at the homestead, which is not for everyday travellers. There is a turn off before you get to the homestead to the camp. Here is the little creek by the campground. Our setup for the night. Here we have an aerial view of the station and the campground. There is plenty of room for camping. It is also a donation fee to camp here. After camping at Manuurina Station overnight, we head to Mungarani, which is about halfway along the Birdsville track. We are taking a shortcut across the paddocks to the Birdsville track. There are a few cows to give way to and a lot of gates to go through. After travelling about 50 kilometres across the paddocks, we head on to the Birdsville track. The track looked good for travelling on as we turned onto it, and as we travelled along the track it wasn't too bad. Along the track there is a dog fence that we cross over. There are many dog fences between Roxby Downs and Mungarani. The dog fence is to keep the dingoes on the north side of the fence. Further up the track we come across another campground. The camping spot is on Clayton Station. Not sure where the turn off is here. Here it is. Again, not a bad size campground, plenty of room. There is a toilet there as well, and also a hot tub if you wish to go for a swim. Have a bit of a look around here and have a look at this hot tub. So yeah, it's just a matter of turning the tap on, fill it up and have a bit of a dip. On with the tap, and the water wasn't too bad, it was quite warm. We keep travelling up the Birdsville track. We come across this little tinny which was used when the Cooper's Creek was flooded to get the Tom Cruise mail run across the Cooper's Creek. There's a creek in the background where all those trees are, so it's not very often it happens, but it does occasionally. And here we are approaching Mungarani Hotel. This is where we're staying for the night. Might go to the pub here and might get a big hamburger for tea. They recommend them, so I'll give it a go. We put the drone up to have a bit of a look around. There's a bit of a creek running behind the camping area, and then we zoom around and the aerial view of the hotel and the flat country in the area is very flat. Going up the Birdsville track, there's not too many hills or rises. Day 3. Today we are travelling from Mungarani to Birdsville. As we pull out onto the Birdsville track, we check the sign for road conditions. The road seems to be very corrugated up this top end part of the Birdsville track. Looks like there's something big coming down the road as well. And sure enough, it's a big truck and it looks like it's a triple road train. After we crossed one of the grids, we heard something rattling. On inspection, the bash plate bolts had come out, all except for one. We removed the plate. We'll have to get some more bolts up the road. Here we are at the Queensland border on the Birdsville track. We are approaching Birdsville. We cross the Diamantina River floodway. After we crossed the river floodway, we went for a little drive around Birdsville. This would be the main street of Birdsville. Birdsville is a remote outback town on the edge of the Simpson Desert. It is a popular destination for four-wheel drive enthusiasts. Birdsville is also famous for the Birdsville Cup. As we come to the end of the street, the Birdsville pub on the right is a popular attraction for visitors. After camping at Birdsville Caravan Park overnight, we head to Gregory, which is about 160 k's north of Birdsville. Again, just out of town, there is an information sign of what's ahead, and the road condition signs a little bit further up the road. A little bit of buy, swap and sell on the way. It's amazing what you see in your travels. At one of the rest stops, there was a bore running hot water from underground. The water was making its way to a man-made dam. There were actually people there just going to go for a swim when we pulled up. As we get closer to Gregory, which is a town in the Channel Country of Queensland, it is on the border of Northern Territory. Gregory has a population of about 150 people. Gregory was a major watering and rest stop in the 1880s for the drovers moving cattle. Gregory is also the birthplace of the world famous Gregory camp oven. The camp oven was constructed for the drovers and cameleers. Also, you can go for a dip in the historic artesian pool. The bore was drilled in 1905. The water maintaining a comfortable 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. There is also a lap pool which was very refreshing. After overnight stay at Gregory, we make our way to Bullia, which is about 130 k's north of Gregory. Travelling to Bullia, the roads are narrow. There are plenty of cattle on the roads to watch out for. The sealed roads are better than dirt roads. You also need to pull over and let traffic pass. Not uncommon to see toilets and rest areas like this in Queensland. Time to get the shorts out as we pass the Tropic of Capricorn. They were already out. As we approach Bullia, it is an outback town not far from the Queensland border and part of the Channel Country of Queensland. Bullia has a population of about 315 people. Extensive grazing of beef cattle on native vegetation is a prominent industry. Bullia is also home of some great outback events, including the Bullia camel races. There are old machinery as well as this old steam engine on display in the main street of Bullia. Here we are working on the van wheel alignment after hitting the bull dust hole on the Birdsville track. After our overnight stay in Bullia, we make our way to Mount Isa, which has a distance of about 304 k's. When travelling on these narrow roads, you need to pull off to the side of the roads to let road trains pass. They will not pull off the side of the road for you. The landscape is starting to change as we get closer to Mount Isa. More trees and more hills. After setting up camp in one of the caravan parks, we had a look at Mount Isa and the mine, viewing from the lookout. Here's the view of the mine. And looking south, the mines around Mount Isa have lead, silver, copper and zinc. After staying overnight in Mount Isa, we travelled to Lawn Hill, which is a distance of about 325 k's. We will come back to Mount Isa to have a good look around one day. The crimes in Mount Isa was a little bit concerning though. As we leave Mount Isa heading to Lawn Hill, we have about 120 k's of sealed roads and then it's back to dirt roads again. Time to air down with a couple hundred k's of dirt to Lawn Hill. We run about 30 psi in the front of the car tyres and about 35 psi in the rear and the van tyres. We also had a set of deflators which made the job go a lot quicker. On the way to Lawn Hill, we come across our first little creek crossing, which was called Gregory Creek. It did have a concrete causeway to drive across, which didn't create too much of a challenge crossing the causeway. Here we are at the entrance gateway to Lawn Hill National Park. As we are going to be off-grid camping, we found the caravan battery charger stopped charging. So we hooked up the car to the caravan batteries because we weren't allowed to have gensets in the national park. While at Lawn Hill, we went for a hike to the top of the cliffs to look at the Lawn Hill Gorge from the top. It was a little challenging hike to get to the cliffs, but the views were well worth it. We hired canoes to paddle the 1 kilometre long gorge. Here are some views as we paddled along the waterway. Time to relax on the pool noodles. No crocs there that we could see. We met up with friends from Roxby Downs, Al, Kel and Jack at Lawn Hill. They are travelling around Australia. After 2 nights at Lawn Hill, we travelled to Gregory, which is a distance of about 139 k's. It wasn't easy to get a good spot parked up by the Gregory Creek. The couple of spots that we found were good and close to water. After setting up camp, we went for a dip. With good currents, you'd just jump in the creek and let the currents do the rest. It was a fun day. Here's Al removing the battery charger, ready to install a new one. Handy to have an auto-sparky mechanic travelling with us for a few weeks. Hope you enjoyed this part of our Cape York trip. Go to our YouTube channel for more videos of our trips. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel.